Welcome everyone to Edtech Spark. Really excited about today's topics, feeling like we're on the cusp of some real change in education thanks to, well, you guessed it, EdTech.
Glad to be here. Change is definitely happening, that's for sure. The question is whether all of that change is good change. We have to be careful about jumping on every shiny new tech bandwagon, you know?
Fair point, fair point. But I'm inherently optimistic. I really think technology can level the playing field in education, give opportunities to kids who wouldn't otherwise have them.
I agree with the potential. I'm just cautious. Let's dive in though. What's caught your eye recently?
Okay, so first up, I saw this piece about Waduke, this EdTech firm that got a six-figure boost from the Midlands Engine Investment Fund II. Seems like they're focused on improving communication between schools and parents, which honestly is still a huge problem in a lot of places.
Yeah, communication is key. I mean, if parents aren't in the loop, how can they really support their kids' learning? I wonder what's unique about Waduke's approach. There are already so many parent portals and apps out there.
Well, from what I read, their Reach More Parents platform has messaging, news feeds, attendance monitoring, digital forms, signing, basically everything in one place. And apparently it's used by over 800 schools already.
Okay, that sounds fairly comprehensive. Streamlining is important, but the real test is, do parents actually use it? Is it easy to navigate? Is it available in multiple languages? Considering the diverse populations many schools serve.
Those are great questions. The article doesn't go into that level of detail, unfortunately, but it does highlight the increasing importance of parental engagement, which I think we can all agree on.
Definitely. And it's not just about sending out newsletters. It's about creating a real dialogue, a partnership. It's about understanding the challenges families face outside of school that affect the child's ability to learn, you know?
Exactly. It's about building a community. Thinking about that, I think it's positive that Waduke has plans to create more jobs, especially with it being a Midlands business. That economic boost is also very, very important.
Okay.
Next up, I saw the Smart Brief Readers' Choice Awards for Best EdTech Solutions. It's always interesting to see what tools educators themselves are actually finding useful.
That is a good indicator. Awards can be a bit biased, so getting real-world user feedback is crucial.
Exactly. So in early education, Reading Horizons Discovery got the top spot. Apparently, it's a literacy program the teachers are seeing real growth with.
Reading Horizons? I've heard of them. Aren't they pretty phonics-based?
Yeah, it seems like they really focus on foundational literacy skills. One teacher even said it was the reason no first graders at her school flagged for dyslexia this year.
That's a pretty strong endorsement, and good to see a focus on phonics. There's been so much debate about the science of reading lately. It's important to see that research being translated into practical tools.
Definitely. And then in professional development, Athena's Observation Copilot won. It uses AI to help school leaders give teachers feedback after classroom observations.
Okay, that's interesting. So AI is analyzing teaching and providing insights? I'm a little wary of that. Teaching is such a nuanced art. Can AI really capture all the subtleties?
That's where the human element comes in. It's not replacing the principal. It's just giving them a tool to be more efficient and provide more actionable feedback, or so they claim. Apparently, one principal said it cut down observation time by half.
Okay, if it's saving time and leading to better feedback, that's a win. But it has to be used responsibly. Are teachers comfortable with being analyzed by AI? Is there transparency about how the AI works and what data it's using?
Those are all valid concerns. Transparency is key. And in math instruction, Dreambox Math 1, it's an adaptive program that tailors instruction to students' needs.
Adaptive learning can be really powerful, but again, it's about how it's implemented. Does it just drill students on the same concepts until they memorize them, or does it really help them understand the underlying principles?
The article says it assesses student interactions in real time and adjusts lessons accordingly. It's available in English and Spanish and integrates with assistive technologies.
Okay, accessibility is good, but I'd want to see the data on how effective it actually is. What are the learning outcomes for students who use Dreambox versus those who don't?
Right, hard data is always important. Oh, and in the learning management system category, Otis won. It integrates assessment, data analytics, and classroom management into one platform.
That sounds like a teacher's dream. Having everything in one place can save so much time and hassle. But again, it has to be user-friendly and intuitive.
Apparently, it was designed by educators, so hopefully that means it's actually useful in the classroom. It also supports personalized learning and allows teachers to differentiate instruction.
Personalized learning is the holy grail, isn't it? But it's so hard to achieve in practice, especially with large class sizes. You almost have to be a superhero. Any of these LMS and personalization tools, can they actually help relieve teacher workloads?
That's the promise, right? To automate some of the more tedious tasks and free up teachers to focus on individual student needs. But as we've seen, it only works if the technology is well designed and easy to use.
Exactly. And if teachers are properly trained on how to use it, too often, schools invest in these fancy platforms, but then don't provide adequate professional development, and teachers end up just sticking with what they know.
I completely agree. It's not enough to just throw technology at the problem. You need to have a clear plan for implementation and ongoing support for teachers. Okay, so let's talk about something a little different. I saw this article about Kraftshala, an edtech company in India that boasts a 94% placement rate in digital marketing.
Whoa, 94%. That's incredible. What's their secret?
Apparently, they blend real-world learning with placement accountability. Their programs are co-created with industry experts and integrate AI-powered strategies with hands-on execution.
So it's very practical and career focused.
Exactly. Learners manage live projects with real budgets under mentorship, and they even offer placement-linked fee refunds.
Okay, that's a really interesting model. It's putting their money where their mouth is. It's addressing the skills gap directly by training people for specific jobs that are in demand. More of that would be really welcome.
I agree. I think that's where EdTech can really shine by creating pathways directly to careers and tackling unemployment. It also helps that in developing countries, digital marketing skills are extremely profitable. So the incentive to study and complete the courses is very high.
Yes, absolutely. But here's a question. How transferable are those skills? If the digital marketing landscape changes, will those graduates still be equipped to adapt?
That's a good point. They need to be teaching foundational skills as well as specific tools and techniques. Critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability, though those are the things that will last.
Exactly. It's not just about learning how to use the latest software. It's about understanding the principles behind it and being able to apply those principles in new contexts.
So let's jump to another part of the world. I saw an article about Galaxy Education in Vietnam, which just raised nearly $10 million in funding.
Oh, I saw that too. That's a significant investment, especially in the current market.
Yeah, and apparently they achieved full profitability in Q1 2025, which is rare for an edtech company in Southeast Asia.
That's impressive. So, what's their focus?
They're scaling their English as a second language program, which aligns with the Vietnamese government's initiative to improve English proficiency.
Okay, that makes sense. English is becoming increasingly important in the global economy.
And they're using an AI-powered learning platform called iCan to personalize learning experiences for students.
Ah, AI again. So, is it effective? And how does it address the challenges of teaching English to students with diverse backgrounds and learning styles?
The article claims it provides real-time adaptive support for human teachers and enables them to deliver quality education at scale without compromising affordability.
I'm always skeptical of claims like that. It sounds great in theory, but the reality can be very different. Are teachers overwhelmed by the data the AI provides? Do they have the training to interpret it and use it effectively?
So those are important questions. And it also raises the issue of cultural relevance. Is the content and the teaching methodology appropriate for Vietnamese students?
Exactly. You can't just transplant Western educational models and expect them to work everywhere. You need to adapt them to the local context.
True. And to add to that, a cultural incentive is also very important. If the students don't have a strong reason to learn English in their daily lives, it's going to be an uphill battle.
It's about making it relevant and engaging for them, connecting it to their interests and aspirations.
Right. And Galaxy Education also acquired Phoenix, Vietnam's first online university, which focuses on vocational and digital skills.
So they're covering the whole spectrum from K-12 to higher education and workforce development. That's a pretty comprehensive approach.
Yeah, they seem to be building a vertically integrated model that covers the entire education value chain.
That could be a strength, but it could also be a weakness. Are they spreading themselves too thin? Are they really excelling in every area? Or are they just trying to be a one-stop shop?
Only time will tell, but the fact that they're profitable is a good sign. It suggests they're building a sustainable business model.
Definitely. Sustainability is key. We've seen so many edtech companies crash and burn after a period of rapid growth.
And let's not forget the recent article on that front. The continued downfall of BYJU's acquisition stateside.
Absolutely. I think that's a cautionary tale for the entire sector.
Yeah, massive write-downs, fire sales, not good.
It underlines the importance of due diligence and sustainable growth strategies. You can't just buy up companies and hope they'll magically integrate and generate value.
Right. And speaking of value, I wanted to touch on this article about Hedgehog Financial Wellness. They won the AWS EdTech Accelerator and got $100,000 in cloud credits.
Financial wellness, that's a really important area, especially for young people.
Yeah, apparently they focus on combating financial disinformation among young people through interactive workshops.
Oh, that's fantastic. There's so much misinformation out there, especially on social media. It's crucial to equip young people with the skills to make informed financial decisions.
Exactly. They're teaching them how to navigate the increasingly chaotic financial world.
And making it accessible and practical, which is key. Financial education can often be dry and intimidating.
Right. And they're offering it for free, which is amazing. It really levels the playing field for students from low-income backgrounds.
That's wonderful. Financial literacy is a critical life skill, and it should be accessible to everyone.
Absolutely. And it's not just about avoiding debt and saving money. It's about building a secure future and achieving financial independence.
It's about empowerment, really. Giving young people the confidence to take control of their finances and make smart decisions.
Definitely. So what are your overall takeaways from all of this? What are the key trends and challenges you're seeing in the edtech space?
Well, I think it's clear that AI is going to continue to play a major role, but we need to be cautious about how we implement it. It shouldn't be seen as a replacement for teachers, but as a tool to augment their abilities and personalize learning. And we need to address the ethical concerns around bias and data privacy.
I agree completely. And we need to focus on real-world impact and skills development. EdTech should be about preparing students for the jobs of the future and giving them the tools to succeed in a rapidly changing world.
And accessibility and equity are paramount. We need to ensure that all students, regardless of their background or location, have access to quality education and the technology that can support it.
Absolutely. And we need to listen to teachers and students and incorporate their feedback into the design and implementation of EdTech tools. They're the ones who are actually using them in the classroom, so their voices are essential.
Yes, and transparency and accountability are crucial. We need to hold EdTech companies accountable for the claims they make and ensure that their products are actually effective and beneficial for students.
And we need to be wary of hype and unsustainable growth strategies. The BYJU situation should serve as a warning to the entire sector.
Definitely. It's about building sustainable businesses that are focused on long-term value creation, not just short-term profits.
Right. And ultimately, it's about putting students first. EdTech should be about empowering them to learn, grow, and reach their full potential.
Exactly. It's about creating a more equitable and effective education system for all. Though that system shouldn't necessarily be technology dependent at times.
Well said. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to EdTech Spark. We'll be back next time with more insights and analysis on the world of education technology.
See you then.